night with the guy. The guy kind of is giving off bad vibes, but you don't know for sure. And then she goes downstairs and she finds, they start revealing the premise of, she finds a trap door, and there's this really, really long hallway. At the end of the hallway, there's this room where very clearly, people have been kidnapped and assaulted and videotaped inside this room. Like, it's basically like a rape torture dungeon.
Yeah.
And I have never heard a louder reaction in a theater than the reveal of the second trapdoor. Because it's so ridiculous.
So much time too. Even the first
and it's
reveal.
A gag. Like, it's a joke. Like, that's the thing that I think that's the moment where people clued in that this is funny. Like, this is a funny movie.
Yeah.
And there was nothing funnier to people.
Hilarious.
Yeah, there was nothing funnier than being like, okay, she went through the trapdoor, she found the hidden room. What else could possibly be there but another hidden tunnel and hidden rooms? And it keeps just going longer and bigger. Like, it's so ridiculous how the way I described it is like the constant sense of just like gleeful escalation. Yeah, like, clearly Kreger is having a blast just being like, how do I take this further? How do I keep this going despite the fact that any other filmmaker would not take this a step further than this? And as a result, that's what kind of makes it unpredictable. And that's what people are responding to. I don't think people are saying this is the most shocking thing I've ever seen. I think it's just that unpredictability of you really don't know moment to moment where his mind was going to take you on the next step. And that was the moment where I think the audience kind of clued in that, like, oh shit, there's a whole subterranean universe down here. And this is like anything goes at this point.
Yeah, and he takes so much time with the suspense sequences. Like, he really does milk even her discovery of the first room. Let alone the first room, but even the door that she pulled. Like, she starts. She essentially what happens is she gets trapped in the basement because the door keeps shutting by itself, which leads to a lot of other great moments. Like, the amount of times that door almost closes on her throughout the film gets to a point of comedy again, where people behind me were literally like, the door, like yelling at her because they just
people
got so
fucking
used to
clapped when she finally grabs the chair and just puts the chair underneath the handle. Like, people legitimately were like, thank God, like, she figured it out. Like the psychology and how he's thought through what characters would be thinking and what they might do. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. And so she gets trapped in the basement, at least initially, when she discovers the room and all of that. So she starts to like use a mirror to kind of shine a light into the hallway so that she can figure that out. And even before then,
the low light photography is also spectacular. Like, the fact that all of those shadows are like as dark as you could possibly get, and very clearly they don't like do that fake flashlight lighting stuff. Like, it's all real light. Yeah, it's fantastic.
And I love that they once he plays with what you know about genre movies already, because when she gets down that hallway and the mirror setup, he constantly has that mirror in the background, and you think what's gonna happen is like the mirror will fall and then she'll lose the lighting and then she'll be in the darkness and then she'll, I don't know, find some light in that darkness and then the monster will pop up or something like that. It's very typical.
Yeah, exactly.
But he just milks it for every bit of suspense and comedy that he possibly can get out of it. And just even her simple discovery of finding the first door into the hallway, like where it's attached to a string and she just starts pulling on it. Yeah. And she just, it opens
You're
up
like,
and
no,
she's
don't
like,
pull on the string, girl.
Yeah. And I like that she has that moment very similar, I guess, to literally Nope, where she looks at the thing and she's just like, nope, I'm not doing it. I'm not fucking going in there. That's just ridiculous. But yeah, then the discovery of the second one and all of that. He just takes so much time. So every single little discovery you make is just that much more impactful. And then once, she gets down there, she starts to hear Bill screaming. And it still seems suspicious. Like, it's kind of like, why would he be down there? Why would it take so much time for him to respond to her? Why would he be screaming, like, come down here? It almost seems like a trap. And then even initially when they meet up again and he's freaking the hell out, you still kind of don't believe him. She's in that same boat too, where she's like, I think we should go this way. And he's like, no, I think we should go the other way. And then next thing you know, we get the big reveal of the monster of the film. And that's like 40 minutes in. And and they fucking just destroy Bill Skarsgård. She essentially the ghoul or whatever. I guess we find out it's an incestuous person that's kind of become.
And we will call her the mother.
Yeah, the mother.
And she basically is designed to be exactly like for fans of this podcast, Castle Freak.
Yes,
Stuart Gordon, deep cut reference. She is basically designed to be exactly like the Castle Freak, but and almost
That
has a
reveal out
similar
of the
origin
darkness.
story actually.
Yeah, definitely.
And yeah, she just like totally pops out, and she is like this ghoulish pale monster that's lanky but super strong.
Like
and
someone out of
just-
Hills Have Eyes too would be a good comparison, I think.
And yeah, just grabs Bill Skarsgård by the head and just smashes his head into the wall over and over again, like 10 or 15 times. Yeah.
And it's like every single time, she takes it off the wall and puts it back on, you see less and less of Bill's face. It just like keeps getting more mutilated. And then what I love about this moment, and this is really where the movie is sold, because at that point you're pretty much told everything that you need to know about the horror aspects of the film. There's a little more with like the father and all of that, which we'll get to, but he geniusly, after the first bit of insane violence that you see, cuts away and puts you onto a highway, a sunny California highway with Justin Long singing I can't remember the song right now, but it's very upbeat, and he's just like the happiest motherfucker ever. So that contrast instantly, I thought was just so fun. And that's really where I got locked into the tone and the tonal changes that were going to happen. Like we said.